So, on this episode of Impractically Large Unboxings with Avrona, we have this massive thing. My very first 3D printer. Actually, either this or the Cyberpunk Collector's Edition are like the biggest things I must have opened on this channel. It's so big, it like barely fits into frame. I have like no expectations for like how intact this thing is or how much I'm gonna have to build myself, so this is gonna be interesting. The guide I probably will have to read so I don't mess this up completely, but for now I'll just chuck it somewhere. And well, here it is, the Ender 5 Pro, my very first 3D printer. Starting off with whatever this thing is, I'm actually not sure. Okay, no, so this is the display, I believe. I don't think it's the entire like computer part of the 3D printer. There's like not enough on the PCB here. So I think this is literally just a display. I know for a fact that the 3D Print General, which I made my original 3D printing video with, is going to watch this, so I don't want to embarrass myself too much. Anyway, then we have this thing, which I have no idea what it does. I'm really starting off strong on the whole embarrassment thing, huh? I need to be very careful with these parts, so I'll just put them to the side for now and see what else we have. Now here is the actual 3D print mechanism itself, and this is going to be absolutely gigantic. Okay, so there's going to be quite a lot more installation and assembly required than I imagined, so this is going to be fun. Oh, look at this. This is the actual bed of the 3D printer, and how on earth do I take it out in a way that does not destroy it? I like actually don't have space to put it anywhere. Okay, and then we have the bed, and that should be the last part we need. Okay, never mind. There is literally an entire another layer to the box. Okay, this is starting to look kind of intimidating with all these different cables, but they're also cables. I kind of work with cables a lot, so hopefully it won't be too challenging. And I also have what it looks like a small sampling of filament, which is cool. Oh no, there's more parts here. This is going to be way more complicated than I thought. Do I trust myself assembling this without instructions? That's the real question here. Okay, so the last part we have left is this thing, which I assume is maybe the power supply. Kind of looks like it. Or maybe like a power supply and the actual, you know, brains of the machine combo. And I have a lot of cables that need connecting here. So this is gonna be fun. Okay, starting off, we need screws, obviously. I need to connect the bottom frame, which is this bit, to these. Okay, so far this is pretty simple. I'm just, you know, tightening up screws. 3D printing's easier than I thought already. Okay, so that's all done. The corners are all in. Now, what do I do next? And now this is where it gets interesting, because now this goes on to here somehow. Okay, so it has to go this way. So then this part over here, the moving part, is away from this power supply or whatever it is. Okay, cool. And now I'm just doing this again. So, I was just assembling this. Turns out I did it all wrong. It does kind of say it in the instructions, but it's like so small you like will barely notice. You have to have the side of these supporting thingies here, but basically one side of these supports here has a hole. Do I want to disassemble it, or do I want to just sacrifice some structural rigidity and get this over and done with? I think you know the answer. Okay, now we get onto the fun stuff, because now we get to attach this. The instructions don't make it very clear. I can just see it's supposed to be attached to this part somehow, but like I don't know how. I like really can't see how they expect me to attach this. It's literally as straightforward as I just try to align it somewhere to the middle over here, and then just screw in along these holes here until it like, you know, makes contact with this beam. Never mind, I think I did it wrong anyway, because this part here, the one that moves the extruder, is supposed to be on the inside of this entire thing. Fine, I'm just starting from scratch. I was kind of hoping to get a very low maintenance, plug and play kind of printer. This is definitely not it. But whatever, we are, for better or worse, where we were like 20 minutes ago. Also, I just found this. I have no idea what it does, but I just like the sound of it. Okay, now this is actually starting to look like a 3D printer, and it's actually pretty stable. Look at this. Stable. Completely stable, it's on there. So now, I think the last thing that we have actually left to do is put in the actual print bed. Yeah, look at me using all the 3D printed lingo now, and how on earth does this go on? Okay, it's on, seems to be stable. Okay, and that is pretty much the whole thing done. I won't be turning it on in this video because I have something very special planned for that. So definitely subscribe to the channels if you don't want to miss me doing more really fun stuff with this printer. And so far I am having fun. It may have been a bit annoying at times, but it's still pretty fun to put together stuff like this. And I think that with this thing, I'm gonna make some really epic 3D printing content on this channel. And if you want to get this printer yourself, then our Amazon links to it are going to be down in the video description. But naturally, expensive purchases like this one are difficult when YouTube doesn't really pay much to smaller creators. So the best way to support this channel would be to support us on Patreon, because even just one singular dollar a month truly goes a long way, while you get awesome perks as well. And I'd also love to thank my existing patrons Gavin Burns, Ryan, OKB, Meg Sumner, Shane Allcroft, Lansby, Comic Age Clothing, and Jesse Hubman. Thank you guys so much. Support truly goes a long way. Down in the video description below, you're also going to find our merch store if you want to support the channel that way, our Discord server if you want to talk to me always about this 3D printer or pretty much whatever else, and down there's our social media links as well. But whatever, that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember, subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.